from the Bonni Inspiration Dinner. I have a big question for you tonight. Are you ready? Êtes-vous prêts? I don't know. I don't think that can be heard over the sound of 60,000 pairs of feet in the streets of Paris. Let's try it again. Are you ready? Really, there are only a few words of French that you need to celebrate what we're doing tomorrow, and I'd like you to practice these with me. These express what's most important about what we're doing together tomorrow morning. First, we have hope. L'espoir. Fantastic, that's really good. Inspiration. L'inspiration. Fantastic. Strength. La force. How about courage? Le courage. Fantastic. And together, we work for a cure. Ensemble, nous travaillons pour une cure. Ensemble, nous travaillons pour une cure. Fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's really good. As we gather on the Champs-Élysées in front of the Arc de Triomphe for our victory lap, the symbolism is right on. We're celebrating our personal triumphs, and we're also joining to celebrate what we've accomplished together. And that is $726,000 raised in the fight against corruption. As we head out to the course and line up tomorrow, we can also take pride in knowing that we're part of something even larger. Since the inception of team training nearly 23 years ago, we've trained more than 470,000 athletes and raised over $1 billion. I'd like you to take a moment to imagine what will happen if none of us stop here, if we just keep going. And so many of you in the audience have done exactly that. Refuse to stop, coming back again and again to different events and giving so generously of your time and talents to further the mission. Thank you. Merci. Leukemia Lymphoma Society is a driving force behind many treatment breakthroughs for blood cancer patients. Of the 39 new cancer drugs approved by the FDA since 2000, half of those, 19, were approved as treatments for blood cancer patients first, and many of those were advanced with Leukemia Lymphoma Society support. 5 have already been approved, and 10 are recommended for use in additional cancer indications. And all 19 are being tested for patients beyond those for whom they were originally developed, including 14 that show promise for patients with solid tumors or non-malignant diseases. We hear these facts and we return to them throughout the season for affirmation of what we continue to achieve, and it's extraordinary progress. But for many of us, the heart of team training is really the people, our connections to one another, to our honored teammates, to the mission that we share. I ask all of our cancer survivors and those currently undergoing treatment to please stand so that we can give you our warm and heartfelt thank you for inspiring us along the way. I had already mentioned Brent and Karen, but we have 2 more survivors who will be actually running with us on the course tomorrow. David Stern and Emile Aurora. Bon chance for a great race tomorrow. Thank you. We are 165 strong lining up on the start line tomorrow. There's a quote from French writer Jules Renard I'd like to share with you tonight. Everything you want is out there, waiting for you to ask. Everything you want also wants you, but you have to take action to get it. You, the amazing athletes of team training, have taken that action. You've not just waited for a world without cancer to magically happen. You've taken the steps needed to make that world a reality. Gandhi's words that are so famous describe everyone in this room. We must be the change we wish to see in the world. Because each of you is willing to be that change, we will see a transformed world. A world with cures for all blood cancer patients. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of that. The best part about team training is, of course, how it directly supports the mission of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. Many of you may not not have had a connection to the mission prior to joining team training, but hopefully you can really see, especially as time goes on, that due to your efforts, you're providing hope and help to countless patients and families, and that matters every step of the way. Our next speaker is a person who can tell you firsthand what a difference has been made in her life by team training, the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and the life of her family in their journey for hope. From the Washington, Alaska chapter, I'd like to ask you to join me in welcoming Lissa Hayden.
Hey team!
Go
Okay, see where I come from, when I say hey team, you all say go team. Ready? Hey team!
Go team!
That's so much better, thank you. Now I can relax. Whew. As a fellow TNT participant, a team coach, and perhaps most importantly, the daughter of a blood cancer fighter, I want to thank you for being here today. In late 2003, my mom was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. After a series of chemotherapy, she was successfully in remission. However, 3 years later, cancer had come back. Coincidentally, my friend had just finished the Nike Women's Marathon with team training, and she gave me a brochure. So, not having much else to offer, my Christmas gift to my mom that year was a gift bag with an honored teammate application inside, and the offer to run a marathon for her to raise money for LLS, despite the fact that I wasn't a runner at all. I'm happy to say that I successfully completed the Portland Marathon in the fall of 2007, and because of Rituxan treatment, a treatment that was created by LLS, funded by you, my mom is alive today. In gratitude, I re-signed with team, first as a captain and later as a coach. And here's what I know. My mom and cancer have taught me many things. Among them, don't take yourself too seriously. Hair is truly simply an accessory. And small gestures really do make profound differences. It's important to live intentionally, making the absolute most of every single day. My mom would tell you that she is fortunate too. She would tell you that in 1 year she gained 43.5 hours of not shampooing and fixing her hair, 5 hours of not shaving her legs, added several t-shirts to her wardrobe, and experienced the love and caring of friends and family in infinite ways. This year, after 2 years of coaching for team but not having fundraised, I decided that it was once again time for me to pay it forward to other families like mine. I'll be honest, I had a little bit of selfish motivation. I had gone from someone who couldn't run 20 minutes to being able to qualify for the Boston Marathon. So my plan was to run the Boston Marathon in purple. But if you didn't know, the registration for Boston closed in just a few hours this year. And when I didn't sign up in time, I almost cried. Seriously, how could that happen after all my hard work? That's when I discovered that my priorities were out of order. When I think about what's truly important in my life, it's spending time here with my family, not running a race that has been socially constructed to be the one. When I think about my favorite marathon finish of all time, it's crossing the 2008 Nike Women's Marathon with my little sister, dad, and mom, just 3 weeks out of chemo, and the crowd roaring when she took off her hat, revealing her bald head. So after a beautiful day in Paris today, and seeing the weather that next weekend in Boston is in the mid-50s and